Hey, T-Town. Time to start the 419 with your host, the Triton. Happy Hump Day, T-Town. Welcome to Let's Talk to the 419. Welcome Northwest Ohio, Southeastern Michigan, all over the planet to the show where you were born in the USA. Good afternoon, everyone. We're doing an afternoon show here on YouTube. A lot to talk about today. The results from last night's Super Tuesday, as well as a lot of other stuff going on here. Also going to touch on some home health care. It's still a mess out here. And since we're reaching a much wider audience, we'd like to bring this attention to the entire country. So hopefully we can do that. More next. Mo and Egg. Batman and Eggs with Mo. Next on Let's Talk in the 419. Welcome, everybody. I'm Detroit Don, your host. This is Let's Talk in the 419. And with me always is Mo. Mo, good morning, or good afternoon now. How you doing? I'm doing all right, man. How you doing? I'm doing good. If you missed it, the Super Tuesday last night was, you can say a bit of a surprise. You can say a lot of things, but a bit of a surprise would be maybe an understatement for Uncle Joe Biden. We kind of ran away with things. Bernie's not far behind him. Picked up a few states, picked up California. So a lot of delegates there. It's down to, and I'm breaking this morning here, just over an hour ago or so, Mike Bloomberg is now running out. He's out of it. He's quitting. He is going to, and has endorsed Joe Biden. So that may put Biden over the top. And Bernie, you gave a great run. I don't know if it will. But you have to use common sense here and think that, it's over for Bernie. And I know Bernie, Bernie's, you people don't want to hear that. I want Bernie in there because he's not going to hurt Social Security. He's actually going to make it better. And Joe had a bad vote years ago on Social Security. I'm making cuts to it. So I don't know. And then the View today, Whoopi Goldberg was bringing up something kind of interesting. She said, you know what? It would not be illegal if Barack Obama ran with Joe Biden on the ticket, Barack Obama as vice president. That would not be illegal. Highly unlikely, but it wouldn't be illegal. And I don't think it would be. I don't know, man. I don't think it would be either. That'd be a hell of a ticket. I think you guaranteed a win. I think you're right. It would guarantee a win for Joe Biden if Barack Obama decided to come out and say, you know what? I'm going to run with Joe. This time he's in charge. I'm the second guy. That would be very, very devastating because there's a lot of people out here that if you put Obama up against Don John, Obama would win in a landslide. I mean, some of the Trump people would go right to Obama. And I say that, I don't even hesitate to say that because the reason I say that is basically because Don John's voters are one vote voter. They're only voting for president. They're not voting for anything else. So they're not an informed voter. They're informed in what Don John tells them, vote for me. But they're not voting for their city councilman or their state representatives or governor or senate or Congress, what have you. They're not voting for that. Their own mayor. They're voting for one thing, and that's the presidency of the United States of these here, United States of America. So with that said, we'll talk about that here. Actually, we're going to talk about that right now. It was a big night last night for Joe Biden. Not some other people, Elizabeth Warren still hanging around. She's basically dead in the water. And Bloomberg dropping out. So I think we pretty much covered it, Mo. I think we did, man. Everything was fun, though. It's fun to watch Super Tuesday, And we got, another big one coming up next week. And then, of course, the primaries here in Toledo will be here on March 17th. YouTube, we broadcast this YouTube here, a tape segment here in Toledo, Ohio. Northwest Ohio. And also when we got you on the air here, we want to talk about some healthcare issues. And one of the big healthcare issues in Toledo is these companies who are basically stealing your money, ripping you off, and very possibly hurting you as their client. And we're going to go in now and talk about home health care in general. We have a bigger audience now, Mo. We're now on YouTube. We have millions of people listening to us. We're just not on Facebook anymore. We have more than our Facebook listening to us. So yeah. With that said, do you have no matter where you live, but here in Northwest Ohio, and it could be anywhere in the States or around the world, if you have a loved one who's receiving home health care, how's it going? The one thing I'm going to tell you, we preach on this show, is investigate who you're going to vote for. We tend to say that each and every show because that's very important. If you have a vote, use it wisely. So kind of investigate who you vote for so you know who's going in there and what their ideas are, what they want to do, how the performance would be. You kind of really want to use the same, investigate who you're going to hire in home health care. From personal experience, I'm telling you right now, they're not on the up and up. Not all of them are on the up and up. And it's not only is it wrong because you're taking money from people that are not doing what they should be doing. I mean, I've had home health care aides come to my house in the past, come for 15 minutes, get everything done, and then leave. And they're supposed to be there for 2 hours, 3 hours. That's happened before. And I'm not really mad at that, except for the fact it happened all the time. And so, it depends on the aid. Investigate the aid. Investigate the company, but more so, investigate the aid. The company should have a backup if your aide gets sick. Now, my company didn't. By the way, I got rid of the company this morning. I had to let them go. I had no choice but to let them go because this has been brewing for a while. They've had past aides come in here. Not the one I just had, but past aides come in here and marking me down for hours and they wasn't even here. Basically, they look at it as free money. They look at it as free money. And if you have a home health care aide, the one thing you need to make perfectly clear is you're here for 2 hours. You're going to work for 2 hours. This is no different than a job working at McDonald's. You wouldn't be able to go and sit at a table at McDonald's and get on your phone for an hour and a half during your 2 hour shift. You wouldn't be able to do that. At Myers, Walmart, Costco, you wouldn't be able to do that. So what makes you think you can do it because it's a Medicaid situation and you're in somebody's home, supposedly to look out for them? And I don't care if you got everything done. There's always something else to do. Or what you do is, after that 2 hours, and this is something I didn't do, I didn't care, I wrote it off, that's fine. But some people were saying, you know what, Don asked him, some people have told me they've asked the aide to leave, and they wouldn't leave because they wanted the 2 hours. Or they would leave and mark down they were there for 2 hours. So the whole thing is a losing situation. You see what I'm saying? You got to investigate home health care. You have to. They don't care really about the people that they're serving. They only care about one thing. That's getting paid. And it's not meant to be that way. And if you have a problem here in Ohio, you can call the Ohio General Attorney's Office. I don't have the number right now, but go on our Facebook site and let's talk to the 419, and you'll see our Facebook site, and we will have it on there a little bit later on. Because this is not free money. This is not, well, you didn't pay for it, I could just go ahead and do it. No. 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 So, I think what we need to do is start writing our congressmen, start getting the old pencil, pen, and paper out. I know we have Google stuff right now. We can Google, we're here a lot. We're here doing YouTube right now. We have other things that we can go through, other venues online that we can go to. But I really think it's time that we, as a nation, start being letter writers again. And contact these places that are doing this. Contact people that can get involved to close these places down. Now, where I live, and the person I just fired from here, and I don't care if I say it, I don't really care, is Howard's Home Health Care. If you live in Toledo, Ohio, or the surrounding area, southeastern Michigan, do not hire this company. They have treated me like a dog for months. They don't have backup aides. And if your aide gets sick or can't come in, you're basically on your own. And I've heard through the grapevine that one of the supervisors or whatever tells aides, hey, just go ahead and sign them out. If you wasn't there for all the time, just sign it. That's not right. That is fraud. That is against the law. That you should be sitting in a jail cell. You're a thief. So really investigate hard if you're going to bring somebody, a company into your home. Really investigate hard how they run things, how they do things. It's supposed to. I got news for you. Home health care is not about the company. It certainly isn't about the aid. It is about you. This company and this aid is supposed to be there for you. It ain't about them. But the companies think that it's about them, the aides think it's about them, and they butt heads, and you get the worst service possible. And I hate to put it that way, but it's basically the truth. It's basically the truth. So, stick to your guns on this. Investigate. Please investigate who you're going to hire for home health care, because you'll be having elderly, especially, see, I'm okay. I have my wits about me. No, my only problem was, my legs ain't working too good today, but they are getting better. Now I'm up and around. I can take care of my own house now. They got this because I got out of the hospital last year, and I was in the hospital for most of the year, off and on, and that's why they gave me a home health aid. Now, my cleaning is way different than someone else's cleaning. I don't like a dirty kitchen floor. I'm a very, very, how do you put it? I'm just a clean freak. You know what I'm saying? I got to clean the house yesterday and today and put things where they go. And, not so much. Not so much. But that's just me. So you really want to investigate who you are going to vote for. Oh, vote for, yes, of course. Here we go, Mal. I go back to voting. I know, man. To who you're going to bring into your home for your home health care. It's very, very important that we do this and continue to do this on a daily basis. It's very, very important that we just don't leave our loved ones hanging there with a company who just don't give a care about you. They just don't care. They don't, honest to God, they don't care. Okay, with that said, enough of those idiots. We're going to now move forward to the election coming up here in November. Don John's really had nothing to say here during Super Tuesday. I don't even think I think he had a rally somewhere, but I'm sure he said some things there, but he really couldn't come out and use it too much of a news bite. what it usually does, where it's basically the same thing. If you go to a Trump rally, you're going to hear lock her up, and I'm building a wall, and we hate. That's what you're going to get at a Donald Trump rally. So we really haven't heard anything new from Don John over the Super Tuesday situation. But what is new right now is Joe Biden is leading. And as of right now, I put it on the Facebook page yesterday, and also let's talk to the 419 Facebook page. Detroit Don, I am behind and giving my endorsement to Joe Biden. I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not a Republican. And Mo, conservatives don't exist. They're pissed off Republican. Conservatives don't exist. They are a pissed off Republican. Thank you. You're welcome. So I'm throwing my hat in the ring for Biden, Uncle Joe, and we'll do whatever I can to, it's funny because we're supposed to be talking to Bernie Sanders here when he comes to town here in Northwest Ohio. We're supposed to be having some type of an interview with him, and I just endorsed Joe Biden, so maybe we won't have that interview with him, or maybe he wants to have us still with Detroit Don. They'll try to change my mind. I don't know. We'll wait and see how this all plays out here in the 2020 election that's coming up this November around the country. So, but with that said, there was a lot of voters that came out yesterday during Super Tuesday. Record voters came out yesterday talking about for Democrats to vote. And that's a good thing. In order to beat Don John, we're going to have large voter turnout to do this. It doesn't matter who the candidate is. You're going to need a large voter turnout because you have people voting for a man, and that's all they're doing. They're voting for one person. They're voting for Don John. They're not voting for anyone else. They don't care who's in Congress or what the Senate looks like. You know, and I said this before, and I'll say it again. The Republican Party, I really believe in my heart, the Republican Party, you're in trouble in November. You are in massive, massive trouble in November if the Democrats can get a devastating turnout. You are in trouble. Not by just the turnout, but the way you acted during the trial of the impeachment trial in the Senate, not allowing witnesses. You could be in big time trouble. We have to wait and see how this is all going to pan out, but this can really come back and bite you. And even though some of you have come out and said after that, you know, we know that this happened, whatever, we know that wasn't right, but we still went with the president. That's all good and dandy. Make yourself feel well or good any way you want to. But the bottom line is, America was watching that. Never forget that America was watching that. And with a record number of turnouts yesterday for the Democrats in the counties and the states that were voted, they were doing the Democratic voting yesterday with record numbers. Could we have a Democratic Congress and a Democratic Senate and a Democratic president? What's got me intrigued is what Whoopi Goldberg said on Today on The View. Excuse me, was about Obama possibly being the runner, the vice president candidate for vice president with Joe Biden. That really got me intrigued. What about you, Mo? I'd like to see that, man. I'd like to see Biden pick up Obama. It'd be interesting if nothing less. It would be extremely interesting if Barack Obama joined Joe Biden's campaign as vice president. I think that would put him I don't think we have to vote. I'm sorry. People say, well, we don't like Barack Obama. We don't, a lot of people did like Barack Obama. And I want to tell you something right now. If Barack Obama would have if Don John would have ran against Barack Obama, Barack Obama would still be president. I don't care how many people went out and voted for Donald Trump? Hillary didn't get the support she needed because it was a Clinton thing. Barack Obama would have gotten the support, and he would have beaten. I believe this is just me, my personal Trey Don's personal opinion. I believe Barack Obama would have dusted him. But we're going to wait and see. The future of the party is at hand, and like I said, the only thing we can do is wait and see what comes up here. And we will be following it here. You can hear it live here and taped here on YouTube. And also, we need your help here on YouTube. We need 1,000 people to subscribe to our broadcast here on YouTube. With that said, why do we need 1,000 people? Because we want to go live. We want to go live with this YouTube broadcast. So we need 1,000 people to subscribe to Let's Talk in the 419. So if you can, or if you know somebody you like the show, please hit the subscribe button and join us. We're trying to make America not only, we're not going to go there with America great again because it's always been great, but we want to make America informed again, and voting informally and investigating who you're going to vote for, and having common sense in the voting booth. That is what this show is all about. That is what me and Mo are all about, right, Mo? Goddamn right. All right, so this is what we want to do for you, America. Thanks for listening again to another episode of Let's Talk in the 419 with Detroit Don and Mo. Taking kids to the park. And we'll talk to you soon, America. Say goodbye, Mo. Bye, Mo. Have a great day, America. God bless. And we'll see you tomorrow. It wasn't me.